What's going on, guys? It's TES Inc. and I'm going to be bringing you another Adobe After Effects tutorial. This one's going to be over the weird vertigo effect type of deal. I don't really know how to exactly explain what it is. I guess I can probably show you. Yeah, give me a second. Let me pull something up real quick. There we go. Alright. This is what we're going to be doing, but we're also going to be adding a little bit of motion track text. So, take a look. Wait, it's totally a little bit further back. Can you summon the sun from its sleep? Alright, so that's what we're going to be doing. Now it kind of has this like trippy, kind of weird, crazy look to it. Alright, so that's what we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and hop into After Effects. And while we wait for this to load, I'll go ahead and remind you guys to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, just because I put a lot of updates and stuff in there on what I'm currently working on. Put screenshots, things like that, just in case you guys are interested. Yeah, and I talk to people on there from time to time. So follow me on Twitter. It's @HinkerPS3. Anyways, After Effects is open. So let's go ahead and import our cinematic. Let's go ahead and go with, where'd it go? Here it is. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and scale this up to get rid of the spectating mode, all that. And then I'm going to pre-compose, just so we got pretty much a blank slate. Alright, so I can kind of see I adjust the camera, and then I start to zoom in right here. And we will cut this out. We'll cut it in about right there. Alright, so I'm going to time reverse this. Alright, so here's what we gotta do. If we want the motion track text on it, we have to do that first. So let's go ahead and go with camera tracker. Actually, we need to undo that. Alright, so we gotta put camera tracker 1.0 by the Foundry on there. If you don't have that, I highly recommend that you download that. You can just search it up, and I'm sure you'll be able to figure out how to get it. So we're going to go ahead and let this track. It's going to track forward and reverse. So I will probably cut this part out. So I'll let you know when I'm back. Alright, it looks like it's done tracking everything. So you can see we get all these ugly little brown, orange dots everywhere, and as you can see, they're kind of locked on to certain things. Like these are tracked to those corners, just fucking random ass places on the wall. So yeah, that's looking pretty good so far. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and solve camera, and this will kind of take the information and kind of figure out how the camera is moving in 3D space relative to the tracking points. So basically, by doing this, it's realizing that the camera is just kind of zooming in, basically, and everything's just going past it. It's not really curving that much or anything. When you're doing this, you don't really want to have too many other moving objects in the scene. If you do have moving objects, like for instance, the person, 1.17 pixels, not bad. Like for instance, the subject right here, if he was moving around too much, then I'd probably want to do this in Buju, because then I could actually mask him out. Or really, I could just literally mask him out in this and do it. Buju's a little bit better for motion tracking, but this is just a real quick, like one-off. You don't have to render anything out. Actually, you do have to render it out, but that's after you add the text, etc. Anyway, so now we have all these green, pretty much all the tracks turn green, and that just kind of means you're good to go with the tracking, I guess. Anyway, but what we're going to do now is we need to set a place to set our, or set a place to have our text. So I kind of just want our text, just right here on the ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this tracking point right here. As you can see, it stays there pretty much the entire time. So that's pretty much what we want. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to hit Command. I think it's going to be Control for PC users. Hit, and then I'm going to click and go to ground plane and hit Set Origin. Alright, and that's just going to, when I hit Create Scene, that's going to add the camera and add a null object, and it's just going to tag that null object to that tracking point right there. So hit Create Scene, and, well, there it is. As you can see, the null object sticks to that fucking rock. That's exactly what we're looking for. Alright, so let's go ahead and add our text. I got mine tiny right now because just shit. Fucking text A. I don't know where the A came from. I think I meant to write my phone just went off. Neat. Alright, so fucking text and shit. That's what I want. I don't want that font. Let's go Arial. Actually, let's go Helvetica, because it's the same shit. Alright, so we're going to put this right about there for now. We got to hit toggle switch / modes so we can get this. We got to make sure we turn our text on 3D. Where the fuck did it go? Okay, it's way up here now. So we can just slide this. No, we don't need to do that. We need to scale it down and then reposition it. That's what we need to do, because if you slide it along the Z, then it's just going to literally be sliding back and it's not going to track right. Unless you wanted to, say, slide it back closer to him. Like if I wanted it to be tracked back here, then I would literally just move it along the Z plane. But this is about where I want it, so let's go ahead and rotate this. Not that one. Alright, that looks pretty half decent, I guess. Maybe a little bit up. Alright, so now you can see when you go forward, it'll just go right past the camera. Looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, the way Camera Tracker works, I don't know why it does this, but when you do this, you can't, like, say, pre-compose it and then time remap. You can't do that. It'll look fine in the preview and when you RAM preview and all that, but when you render it out, it just doesn't fucking work, or at least it doesn't for me. Maybe I'm retarded. Let me, I'll put that back at 0. Well, -0.5. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hide that. You can hide that null object if you want. It doesn't really matter. It won't render anyway. We're just going to hide this, and we're just going to render this out. So let's go ahead and add to render queue. And just whatever your render settings are, just make sure you keep it at whatever the composition's frame rate is. So yeah, I'm going to let this render out, and I'll be right back. Alright, it's done rendering out, so I'm just going to go ahead and import what we have. As you can see, it's just straight up fucking text and shit coming into the camera, etc., etc. So I'm just going to go ahead and import this and drag it back in. And as you can see, it fits my render region perfectly. So now we actually don't need any of these at all. So we just delete that, turn this bottom layer back on. Right now you can't see anything because it actually rendered this black background. So all we do to fix that is just switch this over to add, and then you can probably turn your opacity down a little bit, make it blend. That looks pretty dope. And yeah. And as you can see, it's still tracked perfectly fine. Exactly where we had it fucking tracked. Let's turn that opacity back up a little bit. Let's go fucking 65. I am saying the F word a lot today. So, if you for some reason take offense to that, you can die in a fire. Anyway, alright, so now with this, we're actually going to be able to time remap this and do whatever the fuck we want with it. So let's go ahead and pre-compose all that. Now we're going to get into the vertigo shit that I was talking about. Let me, well, fuck you, After Effects. Because that's real fucking difficult to do, right? To pre-compose 2 fucking layers. You gotta think that hard. You're an asshole. You are an asshole. Now you're making me look like an asshole. Okay. Just sit there and spin. Just fucking sit there and spin. Thank you. Dick. Alright, trim comp. Alright, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and reverse this. What the shit is this? Apparently I can't reverse it for whatever reason. Okay, well that's fine. Let's just go in here and reverse these then. Time reverse and time reverse. Should be fine then, right? Sure is. Okay. That was weird. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to keyframe the scale at 100 right here. And then we're going to go along to the end. And you see how big this guy is right here? What you're technically supposed to do is make him that size again. So I'd have to bring him like all the fucking way up here. But do you see how shitty that looks? That's on full. Do you see how absolutely shitty that looks? That looks dumb. So we're going to not make it that big. We'll probably make it about like that. I probably should mask out right there, but you can do that because I'm not going to. But right off the bat, you can already see what this is doing. Actually, we're gonna make this 110 just because we're gonna do something in a minute. Alright, but right off the bat, you can see exactly what's going on. Kind of has this trippy, like, I don't know how to explain it. I'll just use sound effects. They do this effect in movies a lot. So yeah, there's that. Some more things that we can do is actually, this is better if you have a song to sync it to, but I'll go ahead and show you without a song. So I'm going to pre-compose one more time. I'm going to keyframe, hold on, wait a minute. Scale. Oh, let me do this real quick. So yeah, pre-compose. Then I'm going to open this back up. Composition settings. I'm going to go here and hit times 1.5. And it does this. And then I'm going to add on this little preset I made. We get that. Cool. Okay. Alright, so we're going to keyframe the scale. And like I said, this would be better if I had a song to actually sync this to. But so we're going to keyframe 100. And then right here, let's go 150. Uh, 95. Actually, no, let's go 50. What does that look like? Okay, let's scale this up as much as we can. 68. 150. And then we can just right click the first one, select following, right click again, easy ease in. And it just makes it a little more trippy. Another thing we can do is hit rotate, hit U to bring up all these other keyframes. And let's go ahead and go -10, skip 1, go +10. Let's bring the scale back up. So we can, there we go. And then skip 1, and this would be -10 again. Even that back out a little bit. And then this is what we get. If it'll pre-render faster. But anyways, that's gonna be pretty much it for you guys. Leave a comment, tell me what you thought, tell me what you want my next tutorial to be over. I am slowly running out of ideas. I guess I'm gonna have to start getting into I guess individual effects instead of just in general kind of tutorials, which I don't want to do. I always kind of found those really, I guess, arbitrary and kind of pointless. Like, you don't really need them if you know just what the effect is. People spend like 10 minutes on how to do that CC lens explosion when it says in the title that the effect is CC lens, and I'm pretty sure anybody could figure out how to use it if they know what effect it is. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really want to do individual effects like that. If you have any recommendations on what I should do for, I guess, more advanced, not necessarily advanced, but just more in-depth tutorials, you know, that's more than just effects, then let me know. Excuse me. But yeah, it is 9:50 in the morning. Do you see this shit? It's like the early. I woke up at like 7 o'clock today. You know what time I went to bed? 7 o'clock. No, I woke up at like 7:30 and I went to bed at like 6 a.m. Yeah, I have had like an hour and a half of sleep, and that was shitty sleep too. Anyway, but yeah, so this is what we got. I'll just go ahead and show you right now. Looks kind of shitty with should probably turn all these to easy ease also, now that I think about it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. You can kind of fuck around with this on your own time, see what you can come up with. You can also add a little smart motion blur, make it look a lot better. I set mine to 1 and 100. I just gave away my secret, but makes it look a lot better, a lot smoother. I mean, that's kind of what it's supposed to do, so. Yeah! Deuces!